Hello, live, and welcome to another Mindfulness Monday. Now, today, I had a lot of different experiences when it comes to embracing change. So that's what I want to talk about when it comes to being more mindful of. If you do not know, I lived in Houston for almost 6 years, and I came back this weekend for an event. But while I was here, I honestly had to embrace change because Houston is so large and it's always growing. It's constantly evolving. There are always new people moving here. There are always new things to do, places to go, people to meet. But what I realized by coming back here is that although the city is growing and expanding, I've changed. And I feel like I've been embracing my changes, but it took me coming back to a place that I was once familiar with in order for me to really understand and connect with what my change looks like. Now again, it's a beautiful city, a beautiful place, beautiful people, but I've outgrown the space. So when it comes to being mindful of change and how you can outgrow different scenarios, I want us to be a little bit more mindful of how that looks, what that looks like, what that feels like when it comes to outgrowing people. And what that looks like is if you're around people and they no longer fulfill you, if they no longer make you feel better when you're around them, if they don't add value to where you are on your path or where you're wanting to be, you've outgrown them. And change is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. But with change comes growth. With change comes empowerment. With change comes shedding and just allowing things and dead weight and people who do not resonate with where you are to just fall out of your life. And it's uncomfortable again, but through change you experience breakthroughs. So we have to just embrace those changes. All right. When it comes to your job, if going to work every day is not fulfilling you, I'm not saying quit your job by any means without having a plan, because I ain't gonna lie, I jumped with no plan and I hit some grounds, but I hit the ground running when I did fall. You hear me? But if you are uncomfortable going in that space, something's telling you, and you have to learn how to feel the energy around you, feel your own energy, and understand what's uncomfortable for you. So if you are going to work every day and it's not fulfilling you, if you have a feeling or a void that you feel that you're missing out on, if you feel uncomfortable in that space and you don't feel your evolution, if you cannot feel yourself growing in that space at that job, moving up different levels, you're outgrowing it and you need to allow yourself to grow. Y'all hear me? If you are living in a city, a town, a house, an apartment, wherever you're living, if your home is no longer comfortable, if you're feeling like you want to move to that next level and move to the next city, move to the next place, somewhere that you've never been, just so that you can expand, go. Do y'all hear me? Moving to Houston was one of the biggest challenges I had to face, one of the biggest leaps I've ever taken, but it was so worth it because all of my growth, my changes came from me taking that big jump. It's a different space, so having to adjust, having to recenter yourself and figure out what that looks like. Imagine what that looks like and what that does to your mind. It allows for expansion. Exposure brings expansion. So again, for Mindfulness Monday, allow change to happen and embrace that change.